On this episode of the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast, wolves are falling from the sky. We talk about the college bribery scam and our special guest, comedian Jiwan. All that and more on this episode of the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast. Here we go.
Hey, everybody, it's John Caparulo, and you are listening to the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast. I can't stress enough how good that is, okay? I mean, anything that's Southern Fried has got to be fantastic, all right? Now it's philosophy. I mean, it's like smart, but it's fatty. You guys you'll love this. You'll love it. Just keep listening.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast, where it's two guys take on life, liberty, and the pursuit of gravy, and you, the listener, are getting a degree in common sense. We are broadcasting from the Busted Knuckle studio right here in beautiful downtown historic Concord, North Carolina. I'm your host, Biggin, and how about you? We've got a great show lined up for you, as always, but before we begin, let me introduce you to the second half of this flaky biscuit. That's right, I am talking about the pride of Anderson, South Carolina, but most of you probably know him best as the Silver-Tongued One, 2016's Honorable Mention Father of the Year, the inventor of the Redneck Egg Roll. Give it up on old mic number one. It's Mojo!
We are on the cusp of changing seasons, but also changing where people complain about how cold it is to how hot it is. Welcome to the South.
We are on the cusp of changing your heart.
Hey, anyway, everyone, appreciate you tuning in, as always, to the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast. You can find us on the Facebooks, the old Southern Fried Philosophy. You can find us on the webs at southernfriedphilosophy.com. Our Twitter and Instagram is also located at SFP Radio. Go to iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. Any of these podcast providers that you listen to, you can find us there. iHeart, Spotify. There's a few of them now. Yeah. YouTube.com/SFP Radio if you want to be able to listen to us at work. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Don't forget States Vegas Radio. If you want to listen to us live, you can download their app at statesvegasradio.com. You can check us out live from 6 p.m. on Monday and then 4 p.m. on Friday.
Just in time for the drive home.
There you go. Just a little bit of business we're going to have on the show. Guys, if you want to help support the show, it is free to you, but it is not free to us. So please help us out. Go to Patreon /SFP Radio. Check out our link there, and you can give, $1, $2, $1 million to the show. We'd appreciate that. We want to say shout out to our new listeners from Moorbank, South Wales, and Matthews, North Carolina. How about you? Just right around the corner.
And not Moorbank. That's a little far away.
Where's that?
Moorbank, South Wales?
Yeah. South Wales.
Yeah, South Wales. That's not right around the corner.
No, but Matthews, North Carolina.
I know that.
Yeah. Hey, for our next guests, our upcoming guests, we have Commoners Brewery, so they'll be here with us next week. So
awesome.
Stay tuned for that.
They have to bring beer.
Yeah, well, we're trying to get some tonight, but I don't know how that's
worthless for a brewer to come on if they're not going to bring samples.
I'm going to ask you like I ask you every week, Mojo, how you be doing?
You notice how when you buy a car and you see that same car on the road, right?
Yeah.
You buy a pair of shoes, you notice everyone's
has the same shoes.
Exactly. Well, today I encountered one stupid person. Okay. And then all of a sudden you start noticing all the other stupid people around.
Come on with it.
So, I mean, no matter if it's the person driving 25 and a 55 or the truck with a trailer that's half dangling off decides to pull out in front of you. No. The lady at the DMV who will not let you write in your signature. Just stupid stuff, man.
Let's go back to your daughter's school.
Right.
Where you're not allowed to say stupid.
Right.
So, we should probably call you on that. You're not allowed to say that.
So, just in case anyone doesn't have a toddler or middle schooler out there. Anyway, I guess especially in elementary school, they now have banned the word stupid and dumb.
Right. Do I need to bleep these words for our show?
I don't know. I guess the thought police or thought crime police, whatever, are going to come show up and censor. I mean, but anyway, I mean, literally, my daughter every time she comes home from school, and then I drop the S bomb or the D bomb as she calls it.
That's stupid and dumb.
Right. So these are just anyway, so I make a conscious effort to use these words all the time because they're not going to hijack the language in first grade. It's stupid.
Oh, well, there you go again.
Dumb.
There we go.
So anyway,
you're just letting them fly today.
Yeah, I'm just letting them rip.
We are not suitable for work today with the S&D going there.
There you go.
I do love the smell of S&D coffee though when I'm going down.
Yeah, right.
Concord Parkway.
That is a great smell.
Yeah, better
than the sausage making plant I used to live nearby in Kodak, Tennessee.
You know what is really bad though is the Tyson chicken plant. Oh, on a hot summer day?
Yeah, July 6th.
Hey, buddy. You don't like that at all.
That's rough.
Ooh.
I don't know how this guy's working there, but hey.
You know, I've mentioned on the show I do Big Brothers, Big Sisters. Well, my little brother now lives close to the dump. Holy cow. It's mid-February when it's 32 degrees, and it smells like dead bodies in there.
It
is awful.
Yeah, our first house we ever bought when we were making, about $1 over minimum wage back in the day.
Yeah.
Was about 3 miles from the water treatment facility, and that smell carried.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that gets into your pores, that type smell. So anyway.
It's not fair to them because they look like nice homes and everything else like that. But
right.
And they built that after they, showed up. But good gracious, it stinks so bad. It's awful.
That's right. Well, here's our guest. He's going to just saddling up and about to put some headphones on. His name is Jiwan. There you go.
Yes, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming in.
To be here, man.
Yeah.
So we got Jiwan Kapp. He is a comedian based out of here in Charlotte, metro area. I guess he'll travel. Have money, will travel.
Right.
So we'll put you on a plane anywhere. Anyway, welcome to the show, buddy.
Oh, yes.
We'll kind of get a little into that in a second. We're just kind of rolling through our show, and you can kind of comment if you want. And
okay.
Kind of go from there.
All right.
So let me go ahead and bring you the Southern word of the week. It's spectators. Spectators is our Southern word of the week. Usually you think spectators, that's when you're watching something. You're like in watching a ball game, football, whatever, NBA, right. A spectator. The Southern word, the usage of that is broccoli is fine, but spectators would taste a whole lot better with that steak. Spectators.
That was kind of a stretch.
Spectators. I don't know. That one kind of rolls right off the tongue.
Only for you. So how you be doing?
I'm good, man. We had a lost show last week.
All right.
The idiot that runs the soundboard forgot to
we fired the intern for that.
Well, the intern was me.
Okay. I
was a moron. We had a whole show. We tasted Butterfingers, like the new Butterfinger.
I can't break my diet for that one. Again. Sorry.
We had a really good conversation. Luckily, we didn't have a guest on the show, but the idiot forgot to hit one little button and it ruined the whole thing. So,
but it was good. It was a good time hanging out.
We enjoyed it. Yeah,
that's probably the easiest editing podcast you ever had, though.
You're right. I loved the editing part. Sunday night, I was just chilling, didn't do nothing.
There you go,
moron. Oh, I was so mad at myself. So anyway, we're back and running. We're ready to roll. We've got a little foster kid now.
Okay.
He's just a temporary. He'll be gone by the time this podcast is released. But I tell you what, I am loving.
You giving him the boot already?
Well, he's getting a new family, so we're just the temp family. Cool. So that's kind of cool. But he's a cool little kid. We've enjoyed it. So, all right. So we did have a listener question from Mark Mills. Was why are manhole covers round? Any idea why manhole covers are round? You look perplexed.
Because I'm assuming that I don't know. I'm assuming just because pipes are have a round circumference. I guess
that's it. That's what you're going with.
I guess.
Do you want any idea from you why manhole covers?
Honestly, I guess it's the shape so Ninja Turtles can jump down the sewage. Yeah.
That's way better than even your answer.
That's definitely better than mine.
Round manhole covers cannot fall through its circular opening, whereas a square manhole cover could fall if it was inserted diagonally in the hole.
Wow.
How about you?
Hey, now I know.
Don't listen to this podcast and say you haven't learned nothing already. How about you?
You know what? If we ever go on Jeopardy before Alex Trebek kicks the bucket, so
ouch!
We'll have to. Hopefully that's
mean.
Hopefully that's the final.
That's so mean. I love Alex Trebek.
I do too.
What did he
I love
ever
him
do
better.
to
I
you?
love him better on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah. Those own me like none other. All right. So we'll go into some wacky news. Wacky news is brought to you by Webmerized. If you need a clean, crisp website, go check out our friends at webmerized.com. That is webmerized.com. All right. So our wacky news, there is a man that has given up some pretty interesting things for Lent. Did you give up anything for Lent?
Well, I did, but I already broke it.
What did you give up?
I was trying not to be a jerk.
Listen, I would have told you by now that wouldn't have lasted.
Yeah,
That
I broke it the first day.
What about, did you do anything you recognize Lent?
Yeah, well, it's a couple.
Okay.
40 days without getting on my girl's nerves, so I want to get out the house.
How about you?
Yeah.
Good job.
And not cursing so much.
Okay.
Yeah, so my big thing is, and another thing I'm going to have to add, getting the places on time.
Yeah. You might have been a minute late, but that's okay. That's all right. Okay.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, so those are good things to do. A man is decided that he is only going to drink beer during Lent. Only going to drink beer during Lent.
I would love to get this guy on the podcast.
Yeah, most people decide that they're going to give up alcohol for Lent.
Right.
This guy's saying, that's all I'm getting.
Maybe I should have given up keto for Lent.
I think you should have. You would have gained like 900 pounds.
The way I eat.
Del Hall, he works at 50 West Brewing Company in Cincinnati. Well, that's a plug for his bar. How about you? He's decided he's going to give up everything except beer. He's going to fast the entire time.
Wow.
For 46 days. The only thing he'll have is an assortment of beer for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Interesting to note, he did say that he's following the lead of monks from the 1600s who would fast during the season by having a Bach beer diet, that is their liquid bread that they would basically be sustained for the 46 days. So
it's actually true. Yeah.
Yeah. A little history to that. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The other thing, we'll take a little twist on it, is a man was arrested for choking a driver, his Uber driver, who wouldn't stop singing Christmas carols.
I don't blame the guy. I'm sorry.
It's what, March?
Yeah.
That's where we're at. I can't even know.
Look, my kids and wife, they turn Christmas music on around mid-October.
Yeah.
But yeah, they carried that through March.
I mean, he's just letting her rip.
Straight up throat punching them.
Basically, the summary of the story is an Uber driver was singing Christmas carols, wouldn't stop. The guy told him, stop singing Christmas carols, kept on, and he choked him out while he was driving. He was behind him, reached around and choked him out. That's not a smart move, man. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't think he thought that plan through too well.
Dude, does Christmas carols drive you that insane where you just don't even care about your own life anymore?
I mean, I would have probably got to my destination first before I choked them out.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
At least rate the guy 5 stars.
Yeah.
You would rate him 5 stars for that?
Because you are choking him out.
Sure.
I mean,
okay. Yeah. I just feel like there's a point of insanity where like you need to, it may drive you nuts, but you shouldn't destroy your own life or someone else's for
no, it's not
Christmas
worth that.
carols.
But there, you have been brought to certain extremes in your life where you're like, you know what? I really want to choke this guy out.
I'm going to let you look at this guy's picture and we'll have it on our show notes. But look, that's the man that choked him out. That is not a good looking dude. I mean, he's got that crazy eye in him.
Yeah.
He's already got that crazy eye. Oh my gosh.
He's waiting for the 1st and the 15th of the month to go buy his cheap beer that he can find. So
you're right about that. I guess he's not just drinking beer for Lent. He's just doing it the whole time. All right. So we are going to go to our hot topics. These are brought to you by Watchman Cigars. Leon's in studio with us. So tell us about your cigars, Leon.
One of the freshest cigars you can ever get right here in North Carolina, hand rolled. We offer Dominican, Nicaraguan, Honduras, and Ecuador blend. One of the most spectacular cigars on the market. Don't take my word for it. You can go to my Facebook page, Watchman Cigars 1991, or you can follow us on Instagram, Watchman Cigars 1991. Look at some of the interesting guests we have on there. But under construction right now is WatchmanCigars.com, coming your way very soon.
Right. Thank you for that. You got your money's worth on that ad. Appreciate you. All right. So we made, on the last show, we talked about the school grade, how that was going to change. It was going to go to a 15-point scale.
You talking about the lost episode?
The lost episode. Well, even before that, we talked about how we said it was a 15-point scale. And then the news media came out to say it's not a 15-point scale for the students. It's a 15-point scale for how the teachers in the school are going to be addressed. So I just wanted to give that disclaimer if you guys were going ape crazy about the 10,
I gotcha.
The 10-point scale going away. It's not. So that's our retraction.
So it's not as bad as we thought. It's actually worse.
Right. It doesn't matter if your kids are failing. It's just your school is failing. So how about that?
Stupid and dumb.
Yeah. Oh no, not that again. The other topic I want to bring up, there was a Canadian grocery store that forgot to lock up during the night. Could you imagine in Charlotte, even in Concord, if you were a grocery store, Food Lion, Publix, Harris Teeter, what have you, if you forgot to lock the door during that night, when you came back, what would you expect?
It'd be gone.
It'd be looted, right? Everything would be gone. Yeah. In Canada, they forgot to lock the doors, and they came and they found IOUs and handwritten notes of what people had taken or just cash on the ground.
Oh, wow.
Could you imagine that? I mean, I'm kind of thinking about moving to Canada.
It ain't happening.
Yeah.
No, it is not. There was nothing stolen. Everything that was gone had an IOU or some type of transaction for that. They watched the video cameras and it was not looted. Everything was just where it was. Could you imagine? I'm thinking about moving to Canada.
Exactly.
It's too cold.
It is very cold. You're right about that.
It ain't worth it.
The police said they were very happy with their
community and stuff like that,
and they did a great job. So how about you? Good job, Canada.
Congrats, Canadians. Yeah.
You just shoved it in our face again just of how much better you are.
At certain things.
At certain things. Speaking of how much better things are, how about this college bribery scam that just got released by the media?
I'll tell you what, that's probably one of the sexiest lineups I've ever seen in mugshots.
Yeah.
Come on with it.
Yeah. I have to agree.
So for anybody living under a rock, today this story broke, and I'm sure probably old news by the time you hear this podcast, but several high-profile celebrities and actors and sports stars are actually caught up in this FBI probe. It was basically a pay-to-play or pay to get into school, high-entry levels of certain institutions of higher learning.
Yeah.
I think USC was one of the ones that was kind of caught up into a lot of it. And basically what happens is you had these actors and actresses and celebrities that would pay this headhunter to basically pay another student or whatever $10,000 per test to increase their entry level exam. Instead of being just a regular student, they would actually list these students as a recruit for certain things, even though there was other qualified people ahead of them in the line. So anyway, this one cat, I mean, he had his business plan down. He collected over $23 million just in these bribery fees to pass along. Now, I'm not saying he kept all $23 million. I'm sure he kept a nice sizable portion. But this is how much people, I guess, celebrities cared about where their kids went to school at. But also, so anyway, this news broke by, I guess, Felicity Huffman, former actress on the Desperate Housewives. But evidently she was pretty desperate for her kid to get into this college. Anyway, they actually did an early morning raid, guns out, FBI style.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, they
did not realize sun's out, guns out.
The other, the hottie on the list, my favorite, is Lori Loughlin from Fuller House or Full House or Fuller House ×2 or whatever the sitcom. I guess they may be doing another season, maybe minus her, because she might be sitting behind federal penitentiary with stripes on. But yeah, so that she was one of the high profile. She did turn herself in today into FBI custody. She was out of the country at the time when the arrest warrants were issued.
Wow.
But yeah, it's definitely the smoking hot lineup. I'm telling you right now.
How about you?
Yeah.
Does that infuriate you?
What infuriates me is that two things. College is supposed to be this higher echelon of what we all achieve to do and when we're in school, right? I mean, I went to college and got kicked out pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's apparent.
Yeah. Academic and social, kicking out. Yeah. So college wasn't for me, but especially in today's culture,
that's the understatement of the day right there.
In today's culture in America, no one, parents no longer teach their kids, you know what, just work hard, go earn an honest paycheck.
Yeah.
You know, whatever line of work you fall into, as long as it's honest, that's great.
Sure.
Now kids from, you know, the onset are like, we got to get you ready for college prep. Mm-hmm. I'm a kid still drooling and in diapers, but we're still prepping these kids for college.
Sure.
So I can understand this
College
rush.
pooping.
I can understand this rush. So, but what it does, it takes other people off the playing board.
Yeah.
You know, if we consider college to be this end zone where we all start out with a race and try to end up there, but you know, obviously these celebrities were paying an unrightful way to get their kids into school. I don't agree with that. I think that's corrupt, but I don't also agree guns blazing to, you know, this is a nonviolent crime and we have sent FBI task force to find out. I mean, we have no clue. You think the FBI would have nothing better on their hands to do? But maybe they can kind of re-examine the Las Vegas shooter. Yeah, that case is still unsolved. What's the one? DB Cooper is still unsolved after like 60 years. But hey,
also we're on like season 47 of X-Files.
Yeah, I mean, these things are
Sasquatch.
I think they probably could. I don't know if it's like a low-hanging fruit thing they went after, but holy crap, I think they could use the resources of firepower towards something a little bit, maybe human trafficking. I mean,
that would be a good
but
one.
hey, we're gonna take out, you know, we're gonna guns blazing multiple units to take in a over 50-year-old actress at gunpoint. It makes no sense. So that's my two things that kind of get my crawl about this whole issue, the story. So
does it make you feel like that they shouldn't be punished because the face of that is Lori Loughlin?
No, I think they should be punished. But to what? How do we punish them? I know corruption and bribery charges. I mean that. Right. Once again, it is a non-violent crime. Okay. Yeah. I'm not saying there's not victims, because there's probably someone that was in that line for a certain portion of time that could have gotten a scholarship or something that whatever. I'm sure they're not, but it's also kind of interesting how Lori Loughlin's daughter she's a YouTuber. Big YouTube star. I didn't realize this until today, but the whole time. Sure
you did. You've been knowing this the whole time. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. Lori Loughlin's still hotter than her daughter. I'll say that. Anyway, her daughter's a YouTube star, and she's done nothing but rail about being in college, how much she hates it, and this and that. I mean, the whole time. So obviously she didn't want to go.
That's so funny.
But mom and daddy want to make sure she was there. So anyway, this is one of those stories where we probably could talk about it a little bit longer, but I don't agree with the bribery because these are most of these colleges that they were bribing to get into were state universities. I mean, this is where taxpayer dollars, which I don't agree with, being dumped into these places.
Right.
You know, and they're sitting there paying high dollars to get their kids moved to the front of the class. Come on. I mean, your kids are supposed to get there by their own merit and hard work, not by money.
Yeah.
So I mean, they probably could have easily paid them to get into Harvard or somewhere like that.
No, I totally agree. If you, like you were saying, like if the end goal is for everybody to go to college, everybody should have an equal shot at it. So 100% agree with that. How do you think the University of San Diego feels when the list came out of all the schools that were impacted? Yale, right next to Yale, it says Ivy League, excellent school. Harvard, Ivy League, excellent school. USC, excellent school. University of San Diego, okay school. So they probably feel a little bit gypped, right?
Yeah, they probably could have bribed somebody there to up their rating. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, their Yelp review is pretty low, according to the FBI.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
Oh, all right. So my last story that I thought was interesting: 4 Canadian wolves airdropped into the U.S. National Park to deal with moose.
Nothing can go wrong with this idea.
4 Canadian wolves were captured and airdropped in Lake Superior's Isle Royale National Park in Michigan, effectively doubling the number of the pack's current members as a part of an effort to rebuild the dwindling wolf population and help control the moose population. They dumped these wolves into the national park and just said, hey, y'all, it's buffet time. Let her eat.
But hold on here. We got a border crisis on our southern border where we're worried about illegal immigrants. And here we are. We're just taking Canadian wolves and just dumping them.
What did they fill out all their paperwork?
I doubt it.
Absolutely not.
Are there next generation going to be dreamers?
Dreamer wolves. What are we going to do with them?
This is asinine.
They said that they're trying to take out the moose population of 1,500. I mean, that's an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot of mooses or mice.
Mice. What is that?
Mises.
I
don't know.
I like Mises.
Hold on, let's ask Siri. What is the plural of moose?
Okay, I found this on the web for what is the plural of moose.
Come on, Siri.
What does it say?
All right, let's see here.
Now you got to look it up.
The usual plural of moose is moose.
Oh
no! Now I'm just confused.
Other non-standard plurals is mooses or meese.
Now, again, I go back to, if you haven't learned anything on this show,
I've learned two things today. Well, but here, I guarantee you, this is in Michigan, right? State park.
Yep, we're dropping them in.
How many rednecks, hillbillies do you have in Michigan that you could buy a 6-pack of beer, a pack of Red Man, do a free hot dog day, grill out, and
you can knock that population down to like 4.
Just let her eat. Yeah. I mean, because I'm telling you right now, the hunters would love to do this, but I guarantee the government, the state has restrictions on hunting season.
Sure.
I bet you money.
So they're going to let the wolves go for it. And listen, I would love to be that moose or that wolf.
It's like all you can eat buffet. It's like the Golden Corral.
I mean,
for Mises.
Yeah. Good gracious. All right, so we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we have our special guest, Jiwan Knapp, all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina. So we'll be back, and you are listening to the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast. If you are in the market for a high-quality cigar for a very reasonable price, you must check out Watchman Cigars. Watchman Cigars is a family-owned business that puts the customer first with the best customer service in the business. Watchman Cigars offers the Habano for a full, spicy flavor, the Connecticut for a mild, easy-to-smoke option, and the Maduro for a strong, powerful experience. They even do specialty blends and partner with you to provide a custom exclusive line just for you. Watchman Cigars has all your cigar needs. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Watchman Cigars 1991 or email Leon directly at Watchman_cigars@yahoo.com. That's Watchman_cigars@yahoo.com, or check out the sponsors section of our website. All right, we are back again. This is the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast, and I apologize. The name, our guest, Jiwan Tapp, not Knapp. So it's Kapp. You idiots.
People get my name wrong all the time. Yeah. I get mail for Brenda McClatchy still. And that's nowhere.
Brenda McClatchy.
That's nowhere even near the correct phonetical spelling.
My last name is Patton, but I get all the time Peyton, Patone.
Patel?
Patton? I'm like, y'all, it's not that hard. You not watched that movie yet?
Yeah.
No. Anyway, welcome to the show.
Oh, yes. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. I've been talking about this all week.
Yeah?
So, yeah, this is kind of a big deal for me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What
big time. Moving on up.
Yeah.
Moving on up.
He's big in Concord.
I mean, if there's any place to break in, Concord is the places you want to break in your comedy chops.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah.
Good gracious. It's a tough room, I'll tell you. So tell us a little bit about your story, how and why you got started into comedy.
I'm originally from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Okay.
Started comedy when I was 21. Only because I dropped out of college.
Oh, hold up. You look like you're 16. So
I get that. I get that all the time. I tell people, look at my hairline and you can tell the stress. It's there. Bills. But, I'm 28 now. So going into
a young up and comer.
Yeah. I've been doing it for 9 years.
Wow.
Now. Yeah, 9 years.
Wow.
Quit my job and I moved to Charlotte because I didn't want to be too far from my mama just in case things got real. but things did get real because I woke up with my lights off. I was like, okay, this is the comedy grind for real. But been here, been able to feature for a lot of comics that I've watched on TV growing up. So that's been something huge that I still, even if I perform with the same comic 5 times, it's still like unbelievable. Hey, I was really watching you on TV. Now I'm featuring for you. So
can you name drop any of those that you, that you really like?
Nick Lewis, he was on BT Def Jam Comedy.
Okay.
Comic View, Bad Boys of Comedy, did a couple of shows on Comedy Central, but he's based out of Charlotte. Yeah, so he actually kept me working, especially when I lost my job. So yeah, it got real after that. I've been really doing comedy this full time for the last 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, on my own independent tour called the Have You Seen My Hairline Tour. Yeah, that was real. That's real life, man. Because these unpaid bills.
Sponsored by the Bosch Institute for Hair for Men.
I was really trying to get some sponsorships off that.
Oh, sure.
I did.
It'd be my luck. I'd get like the flea market hair plug thing, and they'd put my hairline right above my eyebrows.
Yeah, I was. Shout out to my sponsor for the first one, my first tour, the Have You Seen My Hairline Tour, Touch of Flair.
Okay.
It was some hair oil that actually, it did bring back my hairline.
Oh, yeah?
A little bit. Yeah, now I'm just trying to get a beard.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still working on it. I'm 42, man.
Yeah,
Good
man.
gracious, dude. My beard,
like,
it's spotchy. You know, like I got like this area here. Like you can see it on the podcast. Like I'm pointing. Like this one won't grow at all.
All right.
It's
As a
insane.
cancer survivor, I have to preface this, but my beard looks like I just had 10 rounds of chemo. It's what it looks like. Hair falling out.
See, that's my biggest fear, though, going bald before I get a beard, because I feel like I would look sick, and I just I don't want unnecessary prayers.
Yeah.
So
I don't want unnecessary prayers.
I love all prayers, but I just
One like equals a prayer. Share equals 2.
It's like the equivalent of telling a woman that, hey, congratulations on being pregnant. And she's like, I'm not pregnant.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That is real. That is real. Speaking of pregnancy, though, I do have a little girl on the way.
Oh,
Way to go.
congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah, May 16th. So
Wow.
Well, hey, my 6-year-old turned 7 on May 17th.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Try to aim for that day.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Like
So-
he has anything to do with it.
Well, you know, I'm sure we can ice mama down or something.
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think you want to ice it. You want to let it. You want it out, right?
Yeah.
Are you at this point?
She
Yeah.
probably does. Definitely.
Yeah, she is. I'm ready because the mood swings, man.
Ooh.
Like, who is this person? Nah, but yeah, shout out to her.
I love you, baby.
Yeah, so I'm on another tour now called I Got a Baby, I Need Some Money tour.
Okay.
Which
Yeah.
I started that in January. So yeah, which is really, it started off as an idea, but been booked in Panama, Tennessee, be in Charleston, South Carolina this weekend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got a couple other shows in Atlanta, but just keeping it working.
Yeah.
Independence, though. Independence ain't waiting on nobody. So
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good job. Well done. So where do you get your ideas, jokes? Where's your inspiration from? Real life? Or?
yeah, everything is real life. So it's cool that I'm able to go on stage and, you know, talk about getting fired from Dollar Tree after a day.
How does one get fired from Dollar Tree?
Yeah, I kept on doing the price checks on the steak because I just didn't believe the steak should be $1. Obviously, that was something against policies. And, yeah, they let me
I'd
go.
get on the loudspeaker and I'd be like, "Hey, we're running a Midnight Madness sale tonight.
Yeah.
Everything's $1."
Yeah, it was crazy though. Steak, I'm like, ew, you're gonna get tapeworms eating this steak. I don't think you want to eat this steak.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
But was it cow steak?
I don't even know.
Yeah. So that's my concern.
They let me go by noon, so
What time did your shift start?
10. They were like, you just don't take this job serious. Y'all don't take these people serious serving this dollar steak. Good grief.
That's
But
funny.
yeah, it's real life, man. Talking about my hairline, losing a job, relationships, all of it, which is fun though, because I can be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
that's my therapy.
I've always been fascinated by comedians because, you know, how they will get up on stage, they'll take an idea and obviously they'll formulate this idea. So do you script your stuff? Do you write it out? Do you,
Honestly, if I was a writer, I would be 10 times better of a comic. For real. I can't say I take the lazy approach, but when I started off doing comedy, I used to write my jokes. I used to try to remember on stage. So if I messed up a word, y'all not knowing what I'm saying, but in my head, I'm like, I done messed up, and it messes with you. So now I just got bullet points, and then half the time I just freestyle.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a good or bad thing, because every time I go up to the mic, it's like, what am I about to say? I say that in my head, but
I guess in a good way, though. I guess every show's different.
Yeah. I surprise myself. It's always,
But also, I'm sure, like, if someone happened to see you the night before, they come to the next day, it's probably entirely different show, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I'm going to say, I usually ask the crowd how many people have been to a show or my show, just in case everybody has been to the show. Okay, you may hear the same jokes.
Yeah, there you go.
I watched, and I can't remember what the comic was, and I'm not trying to be like, I'm not going to name names, but I watched a Netflix special, and then I went down to the Charlotte Comedy Zone, and it was the exact same from the Netflix special. I'm like, I could have just stayed home and rewatched this one. It is kind of frustrating when you see the same joke, and it was like the exact same.
Oh yeah, they didn't put no effort.
But you got to think though, how long when they filmed that
that was my thing.
That special, right? So they probably filmed it a year ago, pre and post production. So they're still in that comedy tour for a year. I mean, that's just. Like develop that or switch it out or something a little bit. So.
I mean, it was like everything was the same.
Yeah, usually though, if you got a TV credit or anything like that, you probably retire those jokes, because once it's on TV, everybody sees it. So
that was my whole
That's
thought.
what I would think.
Yeah. I was like, well, the Netflix special was funny. Surely he'll have some new stuff.
Yeah.
It was the exact same thing. I was like, well.
One of my favorite Netflix comedy specials was Bumping Mics. Did you ever see that?
I did not.
Oh my gosh, you got to check that one.
I got to check that out.
It's
too.
a 3-part series.
Okay.
It has Jeff Ross, who is the roast master king.
Okay.
And also David Tell. Funny, man. I'm talking about like. It's my type of humor, so I was literally just crying the whole time watching it. I mean,
I want to have the job where I can just roast people, because evidently they don't do anything besides just roast people. If you watch the VH1 roast, like, who are these people?
Yeah.
But evidently that's their whole job, is roasting people. That would be fantastic.
If you find that niche and they paying you for it, you just stick with it.
You're right.
I get paid to verbally beat up people.
Sure. Not a problem. Not a problem. So who are the comedians that really inspire you, that really man, you really look up to them?
Growing up, I could say Ricky Smiley, Jeff Foxworthy. I used to watch him a lot. Once I started my first time being on a comedy stage and I seen local people do it, those started to become my favorite people. Like Chico Bean, Ryan Davis, who's out of Concord, North Carolina, who's actually on HBO, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Carolina's got like some of the funniest people. I travel all over, and I say that hands down all the time. So yeah,
did not know that.
Yeah, and, Nick Lewis, Carlos Miller, Tyrone Burston, Tyrone Burston's another local comic. Christian Johnson, another local one, but funny. Will have you in tears.
Nice. So one of the questions that I sent to you, and Mojo, I think you'd kind of ask this as well. In an overly offended culture, what's the future of comedy? Like, do you ever go on stage and like, maybe I shouldn't say this, or I feel like I'm gonna push the envelope maybe a little bit too
politically
far.
correct.
Or politically correct. Yeah.
Starting off, I used to, because I used to be in different type of rooms with different type of audience, and then I'm like, I'm not about to switch up for these people, because this is like my job. Like, even though you go to McDonald's and they're supposed to give you like good customer service, but
sure, but they don't.
Yeah,
but no one goes. In McDonald's defense, no one goes to McDonald's for good customer service. So,
right? Yeah,
that's why you go to Chick-fil-A for.
Sure, if you want good customer service, that's where you go.
My pleasure.
All day. But now to a point is I try not to be offensive, but I do want the joke to hold some weight and have some sort of meaning if I am going to say something, if I am going to push the envelope. But half the time I do push the envelope because people don't expect me to be funny when they look at me. So,
I do. I think you're funny.
Yeah. So I could say anything and try to push the envelope. I'm one of those type of comments.
Nice.
And if you're mad, you're mad.
Yeah, that was the other point. Like somebody mentioned the other day, like we grew up watching like South Park and some of these other raunchy cartoons, but we're the most, or that generation is the most easily offensive, but they grew up watching really offensive cartoons. So I don't understand why all of a sudden we're in a...
well, those kids that watch South Park went to university, and university told them to be offended.
Oh, maybe that's it.
That's where it started.
Goodness gracious.
It drives me nuts because I think comedy is our first line for freedom of speech, and is our last bastion for freedom of speech too. And it like I think everyone has their own flavor of comic. We can name all the great comics out there, the greats. The political humor just drives me nuts because when I go to a comedian, I want to laugh. I don't want to think about the seriousness of life. Now, I know there's probably some low-hanging fruit for political jokes out there. It doesn't matter who's in office, right, or whatever. I mean, granted, we have enough material every day from one of the new elected representatives in New York every day to laugh at.
Here we go.
But, just like the constant railing on that, the stance that kind of like the late night shows and stuff like that have taken here lately. That's just not my cup of tea for humor. But the ones that push the envelope, where they aren't afraid to make fun of Bruce, Caitlyn Jenner, or ones that will mock our differences, like, and I know it would not be well received for a white guy like myself to go into a black comedy club and make jokes. I know it wouldn't be well received.
But you'll be surprised though.
Yeah.
We get. I feel like I'd get in trouble. Like I would like make myself mad. I would offend myself.
One of the funniest comedians I saw lately was on a clip for, I think, America's Got Talent or no, Britain's Got Talent. Okay. It was a guy that couldn't even speak. He's handicapped. He had cerebral palsy, some MS things. So, the guy was just won the genetic lottery defect. I mean, but he killed it. He literally, like the last line, I think, of his thing, which still has me, it still makes me laugh. He goes, special needs. He goes, I'm still trying to find out what's so special about me. He goes, you hear special forces, special this, special that. He goes, I don't know if I want a bunch of me running in the war. I mean, whatever. And that was like, that's awesome. I mean, self-deprecating humor is, that's great. Yeah. I mean, if you were totally politically correct and took everything out that offended everyone, comedy would be nothing. Yeah,
because I went to it's a guy named Chris Corrado who books, like, he finds like the countryest bars and puts on comedy shows. But it's this country one in South Carolina. Redneck bar has like a Confederate flag on the ceiling.
Nobody.
And that's my best audience. I'm usually the only black person there, but we're chilling. They give me tips, and it's fun. It's a fun time.
You show them how to play basketball?
Nah, because I'm terrible. So they'll probably get mad. Like, what are you here for then?
As long as you can spit into a spittoon further than them, then we're good.
Yeah.
They're probably maybe they're jealous because you have more teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably it. That's probably it.
And talk about my peeps from South Carolina. So.
Yeah, you can say that because you're from.
I'm from South Carolina.
Yeah,
so I can do that.
So there's that. What are who are some of the comics that you would absolutely love to open up for, like your dream headline or like place to open up for?
Well, Madison Square Garden is a goal. Yeah, definitely a goal. And to anybody who I could open up for, I would say Kevin Hart. Kind of sounds cliche, but I just know he'll probably bring the people out there if I'm not able to bring the people out there. So
he's funny too.
Yeah,
he's funny.
Yeah,
I also enjoyed his taking his stance and not apologizing for.
Yeah, I was happy about that too.
Yeah, I mean, it was stupid nothing. Yeah, and of course, everyone got their rhinestone sequin thongs in a bind in Hollywood. So there you go.
But I feel like people, who tweet stuff because. I'm not thinking, years later I'm going to be hosting the Oscars and you're going to go look for this tweet that I said probably like 2 a.m. because I'm bored.
Or drunk.
Yeah.
I disqualified myself for a PTA president years ago. So I couldn't imagine him trying to dig up my stuff.
Yeah. Good gracious. It's insane. And that's what's frustrating is comedy is comedy.
Yeah.
You guys have just got to like take off like your little, like you said, rhinestone underwear.
Yeah.
And just realize like it's just a joke, people. And the problem is we forgot how to take a joke.
Yeah.
Like I'll make fun of fat people all day. I'm part of the fraternity Fat Five Fat, and I understand that. That's okay. But like it's a joke. I don't mean it. It's not, I'm not saying that to be mean or rude to you.
Yeah.
It's just it's a fact that, you're going to find us at buffets. Like that's a known fact. Like we're not going to camp out at the clean juice. I'll tell you that. So.
But that's one thing I love about comedy, though, is we can point out other people's differences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we can respect
sure.
them. One of the most raciest comics out there is Lisa Lampanelli.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She just tells jokes about her vajayjay the whole time.
But she in her love for other races of men. So I mean,
Sure.
but she can do that. But she can do that. She pushes the envelope there. I cannot think of the comedian's name. The Lopez.
George Lopez.
Yeah. George Lopez can push the envelope on the Hispanic community.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Sure.
he pushes it like much further than we can.
Yeah.
Carlos Mencia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, what was it, the racial victim Olympics or whatever he did? It was like who had you could guess who could swim better, who had the high jump, and whatever. But I love comics like that.
Well, and Chappelle pushed the envelope so much, but he could do it, and he did it well. So. Yeah,
but comedy's almost going like in reverse now. A lot of areas because you have the guys like Richard Pryor and some of the other forefathers of comedy that would get arrested for foul language, and I think we're almost to the point now where that'll happen.
Yeah.
I mean, that can happen in the UK.
Yeah,
I mean, so they have actual laws in the books where you can arrest for using mispronounced pronouns, like if you identify someone, misgender someone.
Oh no!
Oh wow!
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah. So
yeah. So what's your stance on do you do clean comedy? What kind of comedy do you?
Well, yeah, I do clean comedy. I do cussing comedy. I do, I do it all. So I can. I'm a professional about it. So if it is, I'm doing a church at the end of the month.
Okay.
Now, what was so funny, she came out to see me do a show last Monday, and I told her I do clean comedy, but I kept on telling her, I said, tonight may not be clean.
Fair warning.
Yeah, and then of course she seen my set, and then the first thing she said was, "I'm not booking your ass." I told you though. I told you.
You had fair warning.
Yeah, but we prayed about it, and she'll go ahead and book me, pay me that little bit of change at the end of the month. Shout out to them churches,
laying them hands on you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
do you?
Well, see, that's what, hold on. Go back to that a little bit. They're okay to come see you on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
But Sunday, you ain't right. You ain't right.
No.
That boy ain't right. Yeah. You can't say that.
That's
y'all. Double standard.
What's the old joke that difference between a Catholic and a Baptist and when they walk into a liquor store?
I know what joke you're talking about.
Yeah, Catholic at least say hi to you or something like that.
So do you ever get sick of people saying, say something funny?
You kind of get used to it.
Yeah.
I get used to it now.
Yeah.
And then I usually don't say nothing. So
you just give them that side eye.
Come to a show.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pay me money for that first.
Just come out. You gotta pay me. This support.
That or just whip out a stupid dad joke.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good. Because you're about to be the dad.
Yeah, I'm about to be a dad.
Now you can pull those out.
It's so perfect.
To be clear, pull out the dad jokes, not the other. Okay.
No, that's what I should have did. Pull it out. Sure. She told me that. I said, that was only 3 minutes. I don't know.
Listen, I'll give you props for 3 minutes. Way to go there, Chief.
Yeah, no doubt.
Way to go. That's like a marathon.
Yeah.
Did you take a medicine for that? I'm just curious.
How does one attain 3 minutes? Hello time.
Minutes.
Good gracious.
Can we get that from yoga?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's that clean juice we should be drinking.
Maybe. All right. So where can people catch you at? Where's all the places they can find you?
Right now I'm producing a monthly show in Greensboro, North Carolina, the Idiot Bots Comedy Club.
Okay.
Goof Camp, which is a production company that I currently own, but it's with a group of comics. It stands for Giving Others Opportunities First. but I do the Stand Up Sunday series at the Idiot Box Comedy Club. Right now, I'm developing something in Oklahoma City.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We used to do shows in Buffalo, New York, which we may resume back. Shout out to Dre West on that one. And you could catch me on the I Got a Baby, I Need Some Money comedy tour. Yeah, we'll be in Charleston, South Carolina at Blue Lizard this Saturday, March 16th. The 15th, I'll be in Charlotte, North Carolina for... Honestly, I forgot the show. I just seen myself on the flyer. I'm like, oh, shit. I got a show.
You got to book me an Uber.
Yeah.
Don't choke him out, though, if you start singing Christmas carols.
Right. And then towards the end of the year, I am resuming the Have You Seen My Hairline tour back on the West Coast. So couldn't find it on the East Coast, so I'm going to go to the West Coast and look for it.
Where can people keep up with you? Facebook, Instagram?
Yeah, Facebook right now, Jiwan Kapp, Jiwan Kapp. Instagram, Jiwan Kapp Comedy. Also add the Goof Camp page as well as, that's it right now. I got so many pages, so
we'll write all those down and they'll be on our show notes. And then
I'm hoping by the time that we release this on Monday that Facebook will be back up and running because it's broken right now.
Yeah, so. I didn't even know that. My grandma called me, told me about it. She's too active on Facebook anyway. I be trying to get her off for work, and
she like posting Bible verses all day long.
Did she ever say the phrase, "I'm not going to book your ass"?
Oh yeah, yeah. She will say it.
She will.
Yeah.
Mine always said, "I'm gonna beat your ass."
Yeah.
A little different grandma. I guess. Yeah.
Two different grandmas.
Yeah. But then she'd feed me though afterwards.
Yeah. So see, at least you got to eat. I'm still over here looking over.
But I couldn't sit down and eat though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That paddle board, the ping pong paddle for the ping pong table we never had.
She kept buying ping pong paddles.
And she had the same one. It was well worn for after 50 years of child beatings.
Oh wow, you can't do that now.
No, you can't. Heavens no.
All right, so that's our show. We appreciate you tuning in.
Go to our Facebook page at Southern Fried Philosophy, our website at southernfriedphilosophy.com, our Instagram and Twitters at SFP Radio. You can find us on the old iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeart, Spotify, States Vegas radio app. But anyway, go however you listen to our podcast on one of those aggregators. Just make sure you go like, subscribe, give us a review, rate, share your favorite episodes, however you want to do that. We appreciate all the new numbers of listeners we got coming in here lately and just want to keep it going.
Yep. As always, keep looking up. And don't forget States Vegas Radio. You can check us out there, Patreon links, and all this fun stuff. We'll be back.